Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA video, we're going to be talking about how Rockstar tried to remove their latest leak from the internet altogether, and also how an important announcement from their parent company might give us some details on when we could get upcoming information on either the Trilogy Remaster, the Definitive Edition, Expanded and Enhanced, or even something beyond, like GTA 6, which I know a lot of people would obviously be very much interested in seeing. So let's start with what happened the other day. As you guys know, when Rockstar updated the launcher on PC, there were scripts, images, and files found of the achievements, the logos, the sort of coding for the 3 Trilogy Remastered games. Grand Theft Auto 3, the Definitive Edition, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, the Definitive Edition, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the Definitive Edition. And people were able to also discover these on Rockstar's own servers. So for example, if you typed in like a certain URL, you would find the image for like GTA San Andreas or the achievement logos, etc. Well, it looks like a day or so after this has come out, Rockstar was obviously aware of this. They're not like living under a rock here. They clearly saw the internet probably freak out about this entire thing. In fact, just the other day, Rockstar was trending on Twitter again. So it's no surprise. They know that the whole world knows about it at this point. And yet we still haven't heard from them officially. I'll talk about when that might be in a little bit. But if you now try and go to one of these sites, it'll just say like not found instead of showing the images. So Rockstar have tried to wipe this from the internet. Unfortunately for them, once something like this appears, it's going to be around forever. Now, I've seen some people saying, well, does this mean this actually isn't real? Was this a mistake? Is this Rockstar doing this on purpose? A, they're clearly doing this on purpose. B, I don't think this is a mistake. I think this is them just trying to get this off the internet until they're officially ready for it to be released. I don't think this is something they anticipated, or maybe they did do this on purpose and it's just a way to build up the hype. But either way, Rockstar have now said, you know what? We don't want this out there. We only want it out there when we get to decide when that's going to happen. And when that's going to be, I'm not really too sure. A lot of people have speculated that October 22nd, which is the official anniversary of Grand Theft Auto 3 for 20 years coming out, that would be a good time to talk about it. If that's the case, we're looking at about 2 weeks from now. But I do think it's interesting that Rockstar is just kind of like saying like, nope, this doesn't exist. We're removing it from the internet and we're still not even going to talk about it. And it doesn't look as if this leak is going to push Rockstar to announce this any sooner than they wanted to. I think that even though people know about it, and even earlier today, Rockstar talked about the GTA Online event week. They didn't talk about anything that had to do with this. That's because Rockstar's on their own timeline here, and I don't expect that even though the whole world knows about it, that they are going to suddenly change their whole plan. So that's just my thinking there. And this also adds up with something else we learned today. We now know that Rockstar Games' parent company, Take-Two Interactive, is going to be hosting an earnings call for Quarter 2, 2022, on November 3rd, 2021 at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, we don't know any more details than that, but what we do know on these earning calls is that we hear from Take-Two Interactive CEO and Chairman Strauss Zelnick, and we usually get some nuggets on things that are happening in the Rockstar world. But what's more important about this is Rockstar announcements usually happen either right before or right after this conference. So that's done strategically so that Strauss Zelnick can talk about what's new. Because remember, these earnings calls are supposed to be for shareholders, stockholders, and investors, not necessarily fans of the game looking for a news outlet. However, though, news about games that us fans are interested in do have impact on the business side of things. So announcements are usually made right around or the day of when that happens. So November 3rd is a Wednesday. And again, I will try and leave a time converter site in the description so that you guys can take a look at that for yourself, because 4:30 might be when you're getting out of school, or it might be when you're on lunch break, or depending on where you are in the world, it might be when you're about to go to bed. So I'll leave a time converter site for that. And that'll be an interesting day to follow, because I bet there's a lot of stuff revealed there. and we get some information either on Expanded and Enhanced, the Trilogy, something else like GTA 6, that would obviously be phenomenal. Now, getting back to the Trilogy a little bit, remember how we saw the logos for them the other day? The one for GTA 3 was particularly cool because the 3 was red and the outline of gold. Well, back in the day, Dan Houser actually did an interview, and in the background, you can actually see a television screen of that Grand Theft Auto 3 logo, which is not the one that was used for GTA 3's official box art. So I wonder if this red and gold logo was sort of a throwback to their original design. And for the definitive edition, since it's coming out in the 20th anniversary, I think that's the angle that Rockstar was ultimately going for here. We also, again, just a little refresher from the other day, we know it's going to be using the Unreal Engine. There's rumors that it's going to be coming out in November. And if that's the case, I would imagine we hear about the game in October. Then that kind of gives us a month of hype for these new titles. And I know talking about GTA 6 right now seems like a long far cry away, but wouldn't talking about GTA 6 be Rockstar's ticket to get back into good graces with the community? So obviously they announce the Trilogy Remastered, the definitive edition, and they could even talk about Expanded and Enhanced, but they could drop like a little nugget that says like, and for those who want to continue the legacy of the Grand Theft Auto series, stay tuned because we've got like another installment in the works. They don't even have to call it GTA 6. Just acknowledge that the next Grand Theft Auto game is being made. Like, that's all we're asking for here. I mean, we're actually asking for a lot more, but just give us something that, like, the game is being worked on, it's coming, it's happening. I think that would settle a lot of people's nerves right now, even mine, just knowing that it's out there and that it exists and that they've officially talked about it and confirmed it, per se. That's just an idea, but that's another way they could spice up this announcement. To me, the big question is still going to be, A, how much do these games cost? And can you end up purchasing them separately? Or is it going to be one game where you get them for one price and they're all bundled together? Is it going to have online play as well with the success of Grand Theft Auto Online? Are players going to want some version of multiplayer? And if that's the case, what is that going to look like? Is there going to be new content? Is there going to be changes to the game, like the mechanics, the graphics? We haven't heard anything official from Rockstar. It's crazy. I feel like we know so much about this game, yet Rockstar hasn't officially told us anything. So we're going to be monitoring this over the next couple of days, certainly as we get closer to not only the anniversary of Grand Theft Auto 3, but also that earnings call. But I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. What's your excitement level here for these remastered titles? Are you not very excited? Very excited? Somewhere in the middle? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in those comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.